Grandma, me, and Grandpa was the center of attention. But when Daddy came along,
I don't know, but
then he was more outgoing than Grandpa, and I think he was almost kind of jealous, probably. But anyway, they were always pleasant to each other, and
we got along very good.
Before I let you go, Mom, a question for the both of you. Obviously, you raised 6 incredible children. What were some of the highlights of that? What's been the best part about being a parent, and what has been the most challenging for you?
Well, you want to answer that, dear?
Well, the best part is that I've always been very proud of all my children, and I think they've always been good kids, and they've always listened. I never had discipline problems, really. Maybe Timmy laying on the couch too much was about one of my biggest issues. I never got a call from the school saying somebody did something in class, anything.
I have to interject something. Mother enjoyed being a housewife and mother, and she really enjoyed it. Today, so many people don't enjoy it, and they'd rather work than be a stay-at-home mom. But your mother really, really was 100% mother. She enjoyed it. She enjoyed when she had 3 girls in a row, 1 year apart. She dressed them all alike. She just reveled, and it was a lot of work. And believe me, a lot of times you get a little, but she loved being a mother.
A little crying.
She loved being a mother, and
they were the best years of my life.
Yes, and she loved being, and
really did.
And she gave 100%. She didn't resent anything like that. So that's what made, I think, her home life so good. And we had very good children. We didn't have disciplinary problems at all. And they were all good students. I didn't have to tell them to study. They would just study.
I used to tell them, don't get so upset, don't study so much. You don't have to get 100 on every test. And they all wanted to take these special courses, the advanced courses and pre-college things. And I didn't feel that would just put more pressure on them, which I didn't want them to have to feel that pressure.
Dad, how did you feel about being a father?
Yeah, I too. I enjoyed being a father. In fact, I think that I got married. I can compare it a little bit to Tim, although he had a lot of difficulty with his wife, a lot of difficulty carrying the babies. She had so many miscarriages, but Mother didn't have that difficulty, but she did. But at the beginning, yes, she was. There were problems with Susan. We thought she might lose. We might lose Susan in the womb. But her mother had multiple miscarriages.
Dad, how did you feel about being a father?
I did. I liked it. I enjoyed being a father. I enjoyed being married. I enjoyed my wife. I think we had a fairly happy marriage.
Still married?
You weren't as involved with the kids as I was. He would do more things. I can still remember when you kids got older and were at games and things, I would do all the driving because he didn't know where to go. And he would stay home and cook. And whenever anybody came in, I'd drop somebody off to go get somebody else. There would always be food ready for them. Because he got home from work at 4:30, 4:45. Which was pretty
nice.
Early, which was nice.
Yes.
That was a big help to me that he would always
and believe it, yes,
be there. Even if it was something I had cooked during the day, he would be able to serve your kids and he would be there for you.
Yeah, and I think part, some people, their career is everything. To be a great success is so important. And I think it's commendable sometimes, but sometimes their career is so important that they forget about their marriage and just breakups. But to me, my career, I think I worked pretty hard, I was pretty good, but I didn't, advancement and all that wasn't important. So I think that helped contribute.
what were your priorities as a family and as a couple?
We always tried to go on vacation. Well, that was the difference between my life growing up. Of course, we were middle class. We had little extra money. And I think part of it was Eleanor and Dorothy were good to us. Like we bought a big station wagon and they lent us $2,000, which I don't think I ever paid back because I said, because they had so much money and I said, why should I struggle to pay them back? So they said, okay. Yeah.
They never said okay. You never asked them. You just never paid it back.
But they had so much money and that they weren't going to use that for us to struggle to pay them back. So because
it was a struggle. We did struggle in the beginning years when children were all little.
Yeah,
I mean,
well,
we didn't have a lot of money. I mean, I used to really do. I started doing house sewing at home like Grandma used to do, and I can remember shortening dresses for people and they'd come to the house. And I took in ironing when kids were little. For a lady that lived in South River.
She could never work outside the house because
I did arts and crafts. I did all that.
But she did do a lot of
things at home.
Yeah, make a little extra money from home, which helped. Oh yeah, and she was into that crafts. Remember, used to.
Oh, the witches.
Oh, for those witches. Do you remember that, Laura?
I do.
So yes, but then we had little extra money.
But we tried to go on vacation. We used to
We
go.
tried to go on vacation every year.
I'm trying
And
to
then
remember
one
something.
time, long time ago, before you were born.
Lake George.
Oh, yeah, Lake
oh,
George. I
Lake
think
George.
you weren't born yet.
No, but what other ones? We took you and Julie to Disney World. That was a big one. But
Oh, that was so much later, yeah.
yeah, we went to Cape Cod.
Yeah, Cape Cod we used to go to. That's another thing. We went to Cape Cod and we invited Mary and Julia. And that way they helped pay.
It
so
was
that
cheaper for us because we would share.
Believe me, we didn't want them, but they were paying their necks sometimes, you know, because
And Julie would bring her dirty clothes on vacation.
we wanted to
And then
do
she'd have to
things.
look for a washing machine right away.
To them, a vacation was cooking and having good meals every night. But to us, we wanted, so that was a little bit of a strain. They wanted to cook all the time, and we much would have preferred to throw
We
on
went to Ocean City quite a few years. When you were little, you must remember Ocean City a little bit anyway. We went there quite a few years in a row.
Yes,
And it was crowded. We used to have
Ocean
two
City.
kids slept in the hallway in bunk beds at the end of the hallway. I remember
That
they
was
did
nice
that.
because it was such a safe place, Ocean City, that we were 1 block from the boardwalk. You remember? You used to go by yourselves and you felt like such big shots because I think I felt safe being there and I wasn't worried about you being. So that was a nice vacation, Ocean City.
So, what would you say that your priorities as a family were? Like, what was important to you in the way that you raised your children?
Well, going to church every Sunday was very important. That was probably high on the list.
Yes,
And that you were all good kids, that, you know, you had good friends. You know, we tried to keep...
and you were loved. I think you knew you were loved, and we tried to be good
played
parents.
games and,
We would play
things
games.
together.
And Christmas was always a big deal
Oh my God.
because even though, I mean, we have
Those
we
endless
have
movies.
endless movies, but they all look the same. They're all 1 year different. Where the kids would get up for bed and go down the hallway, and they'd all have a smile on their faces to get their gifts. But that was they loved Christmas, and although I mean you weren't deprived, but you know you guys didn't get anywhere near, or maybe you got more because you were the last one. We had more money, but they didn't get the gifts that the kids get today, you know. But they certainly weren't deprived, and I think you always dressed well because Mother was a seamstress, and she always did it. She always altered your clothes that you'd look nice. And other people,